As for grenades, you would just have, a couple of boxes. Not like Grug understands what the boxes are, but he knows that he's supposed to squeeze them and then throw them. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't see the Ogren using them unless they're commanded to do so because that is enough firepower in one box. Mind you, the box is the size of a person's torso. It's like 12 fucking grenades. And it's enough to bring down a Land Raider, which is the Astartes equivalent of a tank. Come on, I'm not that drunk, brain. I know I'm not because I haven't even had more than a couple of fucking sips. I do plan to drink an entire thing of Four Loko, just not all at once, because that gets up. I will not chug it because then I will be unable to host, and then it will be no use of me even have trying to do this. So that's the shotgun he holds. Mind you, just the handle alone is the size of someone's forearm. Yes, that is a giant blade on the front of it so that they can smash it into. Also, I would like to point out the Ripper shotgun is strong enough so that the Ugrin doesn't accidentally tear it apart while trying to spear it into somebody. It can also be used as a club. Yes, it can. As for your Magos, do you want anything to change with him, Dalton? Of course, you're all going to restock. You guys are on a ship going to the Pariah Nexus to throw hands with the Necrons. Of course, you have all of the ammunition available to you because you're a Magos and he is your bodyguard. Which probably pisses off a lot of Astartes because they'd prefer to be the bodyguard, but they don't get the choice. I mean, would you like a Volkite weapon? They are really rare and they shoot hyper condensed beams of. I hold on a second. I actually don't know what Volkite weapons do. Thermal ray weapon, um, Age of Strife weapon, blah 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 blah. Deflagration, subsonic combustion, beam of thermodynamic heat, blah 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 blah. What other kind of weapons would I suggest for him? Oh, I was gonna say I could give him a radium weapon. Those are fucking cool. I'd say the plasma rifle would just be hanging on a servo arm now, since he's kind of proven himself in combat. He'd probably have a combat servo arm now. So yeah, yeah, I would say. I mean, you could also always give him, instead of a radium weapon, you could give him a phosphoro pistol, which is usually only used by Scutari Vanguard and Ranger Alphas, but I could see a Tech Priest wielding it. Usually they only, they don't fight, but I mean, this one, Clearly likes to get up close and personal. Hands. Oh. I mean, I have patience. I mean, I originally never. I lied about my doctorate degree, and it worked. Danny, I'm a doctor now. I don't know if I can do that for you, sir, as I am lacking them myself. I gotta check my notes to see how this starts. Yes, I'm finally using Google Docs to document my notes. Ship goes down. Gotta fight through Necrons to get to an escape ship. Ship reactor almost blows. Nope, that's too far ahead. Of course, I gotta describe that. I love how I have in my notes in big, bold letters, describe the introduction. I'm just like, I understand me from the past. Yeah. This one, you guys will probably only get through the ship. Well, you'll get through the ship for sure. It's only like 30 minutes long. Unless you guys absolutely fail your combat goals, and then you guys have to create new characters. Um, but it's only 30 minutes long. Um, then evacuation, ship gets shot, blah, 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 blah. You guys will probably make it to the first base. I'm not sure. I'll probably have to force it along a little bit to get you guys to the first base just because of how dark, I mean, how late it is. I mean, for Alex, it's 9:43. For you, it's 8:43. For me, it's 7:43. So we have about 3 to 4 hours, maybe longer, depending on your guys' tolerance for staying up. Yeah. I mean, maybe if we're able to push it to 5 hours, you guys could get to the base without. Yeah. Might have to move the base a bit closer or do some, Necron shenanigans. Well, this is supposed to be session one. And session one is getting to the base, as that's the first. Huh? There's supposed to be 4 sessions in total. Depending on how long each are, it could go from 4 to 8 or 4 to 12 sessions. As there are 6 bases and then a pyramid that needs to, I mean, a pylon that needs to be taken down. And then that pylon proceeds to open up the evacuation route. I'm actually pretty sure it already has a name in 40K. I mean, okay, that doesn't really bother me. The Imperium can have whatever name it wants for it. Probably. What happened to the planet name? I swear to God, where the fuck did it go? It's called Mesmok. Mesmok is an extremely contested world, and they're trying to get the Necrons off of it so that the Adeptus Mechanicus can study the pylons and figure out a way to shut the fucking Necrons down. There's also chaos here. There's also orc here. There's a lot going on in the Pariah Nexus. It is a falls in 10 seconds and scares the hell out of him. Nah, embrace it. Let it out. I was looking through named Ogrins for a while, and I came across a named Ogrin named Grug. You know the worst you know the worst part about it? The events of our Grug line up almost perfectly with the named Grug from 40K. Well, except for the fact that Grug uh all the only alteration you would need to do is, if you want to add a couple of weapons, you can. But yeah, the only difference from our Grug and the named Grug is named Grug killed 4 warriors at once. He body checked one so fucking hard he split its goddamn armor open and killed it on contact. The other one, he just kind of clapped his hands across the face of and just um yeah, that the named Grug is a little wild. Yeah, Ogrins are just built like that. I do not have access to the server or channel that this link is coming from. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's just dictate what kind of servo arms he has. There's medical, there's mechanical, there's working, and there's weaponized. A kid making a nuclear reactor in his back fucking yard. So, um, yeah. I guess I would suggest looking into Skitari weaponry, as they can be used by the as they can be used by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Usually, the radium weapons aren't. They're usually reserved for the Skitari. But phosphor weapons you can be. Then you have, of course, Volkite weaponry, which is it's pretty cool. It's basically a Melta. It's like if a Melta and a Lasgun had a baby, and that baby was just munching on steroid breast milk its entire life. As for Grug, yeah, the only thing that you need to add to him are box grenades, probably carapace armor, and the Ripper gun, which has short to medium range. Unless, yeah, I mean, you want something else, but that's the only shotgun I could find other than the Thumper and yeah, the Thumper is just break action with one shell. Alrighty, I got a freaking hold on. I mean, a non-edgy is not possible with the Adeptus Mechanicus, my friend. I mean, I was going to suggest the Megos was making actually a tech priest, but everything is too. Yeah, see, if he was an actual tech priest, he would be forced to be escorted by our Astartes, especially in a war zone like this. Um, I'd say give him a second plasma gun on a servo arm. It's not super edgy, it's not super power grab, but it does significantly boost his score. Oh my god, I forgot to change something. I'll just give it off in this thing right now. I did misunderstood. And so you mean something? Hold on, I have a perfect image for this. I've been saving this image for ages. Yes, I think so. It depends. Yeah, I think so. I think his strength would be more like an 8 now since he's an Aaron. He'd probably be fully grown by now. Yeah, this would be like a couple years after the original session. Not me giving Dalton an idea that I never should have given him. I'm pretty sure I added that to all modifiers. Let me go check my notes. Yeah. I'm just going to my Tism corner, going to the madness that this is. That's not it. Oh, yeah, skill checks. 1 to 4 is a +0 for a skill check. 5 to 7 is a +1. 8 is a +2. 9 to 10 is a +3, and 11 to 12 is a +4. Yes. However, you know what? I'm gonna do a little freaking metagaming. Do 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 do, and yeah. So he now has the base strength of an Astartes, which is an 8. Yes, it would be because that augment adds +1. And I hold on, Dalton. So his is a 9. So his base stat is a 9, correct? So that would be a +3 for skill checks that are 9. Here, I'll just copy and paste it so it's easy for everybody to remember. And then you can like pin it or something so that. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have to DM him this question. I forgot. This is a moment. Oh, you can't pin it because it's forwarded. Yeah, we're still doing pre-session stuff. We just started. I You know what? I cast low credit score. That only works if he's actively on camera. That just doesn't work. I've also never experienced it, so yeah. I cast itchy palms. Thank you. It is very needed so that we don't forget that. Huh? I do. I have the patience and I'm really, really excited to do this. Little disappointed that I can't have y'all be murdered by Muppets, but like, Necrons are basically Muppets. They're just metal and scary. Hey, I never said that. That was the point of the Muppet session, is so that we could have a shit post is so that we could have a shit post session in between our real sessions so that y'all could get the stupid out, I could get the stupid out, then we could have a little bit of a serious session. There's still going to be stupid in there because it's us, but the Muppet session was meant for us to let go because we haven't had a genuinely stupid fun session in a while. Hey, I'm playing tomorrow. That's something. I mean, if you want, I can roll you out a quick character or just make one instead of rolling one. Fair enough. I will get him the texturally wrong. It's my turn to play music. One second. I'm looking for a music because I am stupid. Hold on. Monkey sent. Yeah, that's pretty much what would happen. Somebody ripping the. Honestly, I don't know. I would. I don't see the Muppets in that session are completely sentient, like full-sized, human-sized Muppets that are capable of throwing a grown man 20 feet. I hope this is the right command. All right. So is everybody kind of ready? All right. So another like 10 and we'll be. Yeah, if you guys don't want to do the session, we can just do interactions in ARM in MR. I do not have your stat block, my friend. Ye- I would rather mute myself because I would say things that would make your mother question who you hang out with. Mhm. Alex went mute. Yeah, I'm trying to look for your stat block right now. Can't be that far up there. You rolled your character pretty. Ah, there we go. So all of that doesn't matter. New modifier. Welcome back. I'm doing the stats right now. Okay, but I got that habit. I almost deleted the message that I needed to copy. That would have been embarrassing. Okay, there is your fully done stat block. Use. Yes, I gave nice handout. It is very good. Finger game is better. God damn it! Every motherfucking time. Can we move Craig while he records? All right. Broke it. No. No. I remember enough of it that we can do session one, and then I'll have to recreate everything else. Yeah. So I don't have a backup of the notes for this campaign. Yeah, I lost sessions one through four. I got this. I can improvise on the things I don't remember. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I have any backups. Yeah, well, I try to back this up if they're down for it. Drive. Swear I shared it with myself. I did. Oh, thank God. At least I'm not that stupid. All right, is everybody ready? Yeah, I'm not that stupid yet. Luckily, luckily, I managed to share it with myself a couple days ago. Dalton, you ready? I accidentally deleted my Google Docs that had all of my session notes on it. But, I had shared it with myself as a copy, and we're all good. We're good. We're solid. We're safe. Yeah. All right. So just waiting on the verbal cue that everybody is, in fact, ready to start. All right. So the Magos and Grug are currently sitting in the technician shop. Well, see, this wasn't part of my notes because they were supposed to be new characters and they weren't supposed to be in a specified place where the Magos would be. Um, so power of Grug and power of fucking Tech Priest. So Magos and the Magos and Grug are currently within the engineering bay of the ship as the dim lights all around the room suddenly turn red and alarms blare through the ship as the ship mistress presses out throughout all of the Vox and in a very worried, panicked, and seems to be choking on her own blood tone, she screams that you are being invaded. She cries out for everyone to fall back to the evacuation ships to get out of here and to follow the Astartes. As at that moment, all that is heard is a blast from a gauze flare and then silence before a mechanical crunch as the Vox system is punched. At that moment, outside of the engineering bay, Grug and Magos are hearing screams, gauze flare rounds firing, and las guns firing, on top of deafening bolter fire, as the entire ship breaks out into chaos as a tech marine runs into the engineering bay and begins trying to activate the dreadnought that is currently held up there. Alrighty. So Grug, seeing as they're trying to lower a sarcophagus. Okay, I'm going to explain this as if this were Grug's point of view, right? Grug sees the two, metal men trying to lower this big box into this big machine with big guns on it, and he sees the chains are lowering very, very slowly. This is the point where Grug becomes Grug. All right. Could you roll a strength check for because it is like a 3-ton sarcophagus. Come on, Ogren luck. Ogren luck. Yep, it's a D10. Yes. I'm not gonna have Grug fail right off the bat. All right. That would be checking my game notes here. Okay. With a little bit of effort, and I'd say, Grug's straining a little bit, he just picks the sarcophagus up off the chains and sets it down into the dreadnought. Um, the tech marine just kind of slow turns to Grog and is like, "You should be more careful with my brother." And then the tech marine turns to Kale and is like, "You should pick a smarter bodyguard." Very odd coming from a tech priest. Um, but then the tech marine would turn to a panel and begin pressing some buttons, and he'd just go, "Beginning awakening protocols." As beep boop beep bop. Fucking, this is literally in my notes, by the way. Beep boop beep bop is literally in my fucking notes. Um, yeah, he actively sees a space marine getting blasted by 7 different gauze flare beams. Tried to protect them. Yeah, that's a very painful and very slow to him death. Um, Yeah, at that moment, the clanking of, metal feet on metal begins to approach rapidly as the tech marine turns to them and says, "I need 3 minutes." All right, I need both of you to roll a combat roll. They do. They have your strength modifier. 5? I'm pretty sure that's not too bad. Again, my system, and I barely know all of the frickin' rules to it. Poor Grug. Okay, so that's no injury. Oh, yeah. So you get to Oro Farm. So Grug doesn't get injured, but Grug also doesn't kill very many of them. because, Kale is busy oral farming. So there are 7 Necrons currently approaching the doorway, and they're just firing down the hall. Grug is somehow, in his big frame, probably accidentally dodging all of the Gauss flare beams. That's actually fair. He's a really fast fucking ogre. So, what does Kale do? Yeah, you get to aura farm. You get to describe the most amount of bullshit you want to, as he gets to kill all 7 of them without any effort. Yeah, he's definitely walking over corpses. I'll tell you that. There's not many living people. um, yeah. So as he kills them, while their bodies stay because they're too far away from the pylons, the weapons immediately disintegrate. All right, man. So yeah, Kale just kind of walks down the hallway, his plasma servo arm firing away as I'm gonna say, because it's more badass, he just kind of holding his plasma pistol firing at them. Um, he takes them all down in a couple of moments, and then it's just a waiting game as the Tech Marine yells out uh, something to his battle brother as the Dreadnought's footsteps are heard and felt as they shake the entire ship's hulls as it steps down from its platform. The Vox channels are full of screaming, yelling, and orders to get down to the planet to get to a safe base made by the Astartes. Definitely. I have something that'll help him not salvage them. So, as he's actively fighting with himself and Grug is just kind of talking to himself, um, the Dreadnought will walk out of the engineering bay and just say in a low, calm tone, drop. As he says that, about 70 Necrons come running down the hall. Okay, so as both of you hit the deck, um, all you hear is the split second whir of the chain gun on the dreadnought before deafening gunfire echoes throughout the ship. And if you guys are looking up at the Necrons, they just get blown to pieces in just a short few, like 2.5 second burst. All of the Necrons are scattered across the fucking hall in hundreds of pieces. Drug, you innocent bastard. But then the dreadnought would open a private Vox channel with Cal and Grug and say, "I will cover your escape to the escape pods. Please make your way there. The Astartes on the floor need you. My brothers need you." Does Cal allow that? I would say yes. The fact that Grug is an Ogren who is now fully grown? Yes. Oh, yeah, protesting an Ogren's a really bad idea. The Tech Marine would step out as Grug and Cal are walking back towards the, ships, and he would just kind of give them a half-hearted salute, crossing his arm over his chest, his fist clanging against his chest plate as he just kind of exhales slowly and turns to stand side by side with his battle brother as bolter fire and chain gun fire echo throughout the halls behind them before the bolter fire eventually stops and all that is left is the chain gun fire and the heavy stomps and footsteps of the dreadnought. And soon even those stop. Yeah. God, what chapter is this again? I gotta remember. Notes. No, that's funny as fuck. Um, they're white scars. What the fuck are the white scars? Oh, right. No, it's because I saw them. They're in the Pariah Nexus, but they're not doing anything. So I'm having them do something now. But yeah, they're white scar space marines. And as they're running to the escape pods, three more Astartes run past them and continue with bolter fire that just echoes out for only a couple of minutes before it stops. Um, they eventually reach the escape pod bay, where the escape ships are and all of that, the Valkyries and everything. And there is a Necron destroyer standing right there. Which, if you don't know what a Necron destroyer is, give me a second because I do actually have this image saved. Where are you? Right, it's called a Scorpec destroyer. No, it's funny as fuck. But yeah, that thing is 17 feet tall, and the blade itself is bigger than Grug. It also runs on the same technology that a God's Flare does. But yeah, it's standing there on top of a pile of Astartes and Imperial Guard. It is just standing there on a pile of corpses, covered in blood, and it is also pretty damaged from bolter and lasgun fire. So yes, I need you both to roll a combat roll. This thing got a really high roll, so please God. Okay then. So Ed and Grug are definitely throwing hands. Oh, you both are throwing hands with it. Cause it also rolled a nat 10. So the score pack charges forward and swings its blade at them. Okay. All right. So one of its legs comes up for a moment before it slams it into a wall, but that does make it have to reorient its swing, which causes it to draw its blade back, exposing its chest. Exactly. All right. So he fires several plasma rifle shots as it does heavily melt the armor on its chest, but it swings its blade forward before the crack grenade can come out and it twists the blade, causing the crack grenade to slam into the blade and blow up the blade as it just throws the blade down and just clenches its hands as it goes to and the punch connects, hitting Grug right in the face, throwing him back a good couple of feet. All right. All right. As he does so, he manages to do so. It can no longer deflect that attack. Um, as it slams directly into the center of its chest. As he pulls the trigger, all Cal hears is the deafening fire of fully automatic 50 caliber shotgun shells going haywire into this thing's chest. Metal sparks flying, pieces of armor being ripped off as it goes and it picks Grug off with one of its legs, looks down at its chest, and looks back up. While it cannot express facial features, Cal swears that Necron is afraid. It isn't the body language because it takes a couple steps back. Lead pipe to the face. You're going to break its fucking neck as its head comes flying off. Yeah, that's a good idea because as its head flew off, it tried to spear both of them with its leg again. Um, is it a side swipe or a vertical swipe? So I was talking about Cal's power axe swing. Okay, it splits the Scorpec destroyer in half as it falls into green lights sparking off of it as it dies. Um, and then now they have access to an escape ship. Nah, those are pretty much useless to him. So, they get on the escape ship and they detach from the main battle barge because they are on a battle barge. It's a space marine vessel. And they are flying towards the surface, as that's the last command that they received before Vox became static because of pylons raising from the ground. As at that moment, they get attacked by what look like Necron ships. To Cal at this moment, he was completely unaware of the fact that Necrons had fighter class starships. And one of those ships manages to shoot out the engines as they begin barreling off course about 5 miles as they slam straight through a pylon, which I find hilarious that I put this in my fucking notes because it takes a goddamn nuke to destroy a pylon. I don't know how, but this ship slams through a pylon and slams into the ground 5 miles away from any Imperial troops, anyone at all that can help them, as their ship sets on fire and they now must get out of the ship. The door is jammed. Strength check. Yeah, Grug just kind of no, honestly, no, he's an ogre. He just headbutts the door open. The door, Grug want door open, door open. So they step out of the ship onto a burning world. There are thousands of corpses surrounding them, both and Necron and Imperial, even Astartes, even Dreadnoughts and Imperial Knights fallen all around them. The battlefield is on fire. It smells like smog. It smells like burning corpses. It it is a horrid sight. While Cal does not have the receptors to understand fear, Grug genuinely begins to slightly, very slightly understand his situation, that he is in the middle of a battlefield that the Imperium and Necrons both lost in. Yeah, Cal, hmm, I have to DM you this. Now that that's done, the two would begin heading north towards where the base is on their Auspex locators. Um, as they're heading north, Grug smells a strange tainted, almost impossible smell. It is by far disgusting. It almost angers him, the smell he smells. And roll. Do I, do 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 do. Roll a willpower check for me, Grug. Also known as an intellect check for this specific situation. 9. Grug recognizes this as the smell of chaos. Grug would literally just the best way Grug could describe this would be the Emperor doesn't like this smell. Neither does Grug. I got, I gotta remember how Ogrins say heretic. How do that'd be perfectly fine. All Ogrins speak differently. Oh, they're called heretic or heretic, as in they call them ticks, like genuine ticks, or demon head, or they call them bad guys, nasty ones. Ticks work. So as they begin heading north, the fighting, the destruction, and everything gets more intense. And Cal, being a Magos, a tech priest, would see a Bane blade in a severely damaged state. He can feel the machine spirit calling out for aid as it wishes to fight the heretics one last time. There are also injured guardsmen next to the Bane blade. The guardsmen are the original crew of the Bane blade, and they're trying to get it up and running again, but they are unable to. While they cannot hear the machine spirit, Kale definitely can, and it wants to fight with its crew one last time. All right. It'll take them. Roll a intellect, which is your willpower stat. Please roll high because I have something so good for this that requires high. I will have Grug roll an intellect stat too if I fucking have to. I swear to God. It is a D10 roll plus your willpower modifier. You should definitely roll. Percussive maintenance it is. So Cal, believes that the machine spirit is dying and that he cannot fulfill its last wish, Grug walks over and smacks it with the lead pipe, and it just reboots back to life. As it boots back up, a chaos knight begins walking over the battlefield. Its void shields flickering to life as the crew scrambles inside of the Baneblade, and they connect to Cal and Grug's Vox, and they say, "You guys start running. We'll give you as much time as we can." Yes, because he is as slow as a human. Okay, roll a speed check for me because you have to get out of this thing's range of the heat from its volcano cannon. I think it's only for 8. It is weird. Hold on, let me redo that real quick. It should take me no longer than 5 minutes. So if I do this by stats of 4, you know what? No. We'll do this 2, this 7 to 8, which will make that 2 for that, 2 for that, 2 for that, and 4 for that, because, human rolls wouldn't get anything special. All right, so if is his stat a 7, then he gets a +2, which would make that a 6, which means they just barely get out of the range as they hear the screeching and almost star-like surface noise as the volcano cannon begins to charge up. They then hear rockets slamming into the ground before the intense earth-shaking cannon fires off this big bright orange beam that rips into the Chaos Knight and shreds it. It splits it in half in one shot. As they can see in the distance, if they turn around, 2 more Chaos Knights slowly approaching as the Baneblade charges up to fire again. By this time, they are now completely out of its range and are unable to hear it, but they can still feel the shaking under their feet as they can hear 2 more shots go off before an explosion. Well, feel 2 more shots go off before an explosion rocks the entire area, and they are thrown several hundred feet ahead into a courtyard of sorts, which is surrounded by these dilapidated, destroyed buildings. And there is an Iron Hands warrior hanging from a light fixture with some kind of tendril wrapped around its leg. It's pink. It's covered in mouths and vaginas. It's from a Slanesh demon. Huh? Okay. That is entirely fair. I can understand why Grug wouldn't like that. Um, yeah, he shoots the tendril. The Iron Hands warrior falls about 100 feet, and its ceramite helmet cracks, though it is already dead, which is good for Grug and Cal. Wink. There are. Continue. Um, his aspect scanner, being, of course, incredibly advanced, detects 17 corrupted signatures of chaos, and he can tell by their pinkish auras that they are not Demons of the Warp, however, they are Imperial Guardsmen turned traitor and now worship Slanesh. And they are currently sitting in the windows with screamer rifles, which a screamer rifle is a little bit of homebrew, something that I made myself for this specific situation. They are las guns that fire pink beams that also have a sonic blast following along the beam. Um, Actually, yes, there are three sets of cover. There is the very large, about 40-foot tall fountain in the middle that is no longer working and it is cracked to all bits. There is a damaged Valkyrie that has been crashed, like nose first into the ground, and it also would provide cover. And that is off to the left side of them, east side. The fountain is central, and then there is also an Iron Hands Land Raider, which is again troop transport vehicle for Astartes, off to the right. However, it has a big ass fucking hole in it. I'm going to need a speed and agility check because, as Cal says, that the cultists peek out of cover and begin firing. Okay. Um, okay. Yes, you can absolutely fire back. Just roll a combat roll. This will not count towards getting injured or anything because I'm so glad that your agility is the agility is not bad. Okay, so you lay Cal lays down suppressive plasma gun fire from his plasma gun servo arm and his plasma rifle that is in his hands. Grug, however, is not agile enough to dodge the rounds. However, he just outright fucking tanks them. Yep. Ogrins are another fucking breed. But yeah, he lays down suppressive fire, which prevents Grug from getting hit for more than I'd say 7 rounds. And they get behind the Valkyrie. In that moment, Cal's aspects will light up and show that the side door mounted heavy bolt gun that is on the Valkyrie is still operational and has 100 rounds left in it. While it is manually operated, it is also connected to the Valkyrie system so that the pilots can also stop and start firing the gun if the door gunners die. So, yes, roll an intellect slash technology slash willpower roll. You don't. Pray to the fucking Omnissiah. Fucking work. It wouldn't even be a percussive maintenance. It would just be fucking Cal sucking at his job. But no, he sticks one of his servo arms into a broken panel on the Valkyrie and sticks it into the circuit board as he takes control of the bolt gun and he turns it to the windows where the cultists are at and he begins firing it, sweeping fire. After only 20 bolt rounds, all of the windows and the cover that they provided are completely obliterated. And he only reads 6 cultist signatures left. And then after another 20 rounds, the rest of the cultist signatures are gone. Either they ran or they are minced meat. Now, while there is stuff to scavenge from inside the Valkyrie, because I'm sure that's what they're going to do next, um, there's nothing to them that's really useful. There's a couple of extra power cells for a plasma pistol that was in there. However, the plasma pistol is gone along with the soldier that was using it. There are no Ripper rounds. I do apologize, but this most Valkyries cannot fit an Ogryn inside of them. Ogryns are much bigger than Astartes. So he gets a couple of extra plasma cells for it, which is pointless because we're not keeping track of ammo unless I find it convenient to the plot. So they would begin heading north again through the dilapidated ruins of this city. It wasn't even a hive city at this point. It was just a newly sprouting city, you know. As they would reach an Imperial Guard checkpoint that has a massive hole melted through the gate. Not even, a normal sized explosion. Like it looks like something fired into this gate and left a crater running straight through the base in a perfect line. Um, every single Imperial Guardsman in there is ripped apart. This isn't the work of the Iron Hands, or this isn't the work of Slanesh. This roll a willpower check, both of you. This is for a intelligence check, not willpower, but willpower is the stat that is the stat. Could probably add a little bit. Okay, so he knows immediately what they are. Swear to God, what did he roll? I'm looking at my notes to make sure I'm correct with this. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Grug's luck. Jesus. What the hell? Um, yeah, so you both immediately see the chainsaw, the chain axe marks that are all over the place. You guys recognize the brutal dismemberment and evisceration of the guardsmen as the work of the world eaters. That would be that is a phenomenal thing, and he probably did because the Grug, the named Grug, is freakishly smart. Like he knows how to load his own gun, he knows how to fix his own gun, and he knows how to sharpen and knows why to sharpen his bayonet. Yes, very smart. But they get the sense of feeling that this was done by a single world eater, and it is not left yet. So yeah, they begin moving through this base carefully, watching their corners, and they swear they can see the shadows moving. They swear that they can hear a slight laughter in the background. And then two bolt rounds, and the laughter stops, and the shadows stop moving. And once again, nope. Private Vox channel. So the two manage to get through the base, well, the checkpoint. It's not really a base; it's really just a checkpoint. And they open the other gates, which doesn't take them very long. And as the gates open, there is another Scorpec destroyer. This time, hold on. I have the image here somewhere because it looks so much cooler than the regular Scorpec destroyer. No, not that dynasty. Y'all ain't fighting that dynasty. There it is. Oh, it's a shitty photo. I'm not gonna bother finding a better one. I have like 15 of these in my fucking thing. But yeah, this is specifically a frickin' Scorpec Destroyer Lord. He's very pissy, and he takes that Dawes Flare cannon and turns it against them. This is where you guys roll your combat roll. Okay. It's 8 plus 11. Yeah, you could do perfectly fine. Not aura farming fine, but you do fine. Yeah. Okay, so both of you are going to do relatively fine, with Kale probably losing a utility servo arm. Um, so the Scorpec Destroyer Lord charges forward and swings its blade down while firing its gauze flare cannon at them. It is going to miss due to a slight miscalculation on how fucking fast Grug is. And it is going to blow up a building behind them, like completely disintegrate the building behind them. All right. In terms of roles, Grug will go first, then Kale, then it'll go Scorpec, Grug, Kale, Scorpec, Grug, Kale. So Scorpec has done its attack. It is now Grug's turn. Roll an agility. It is a very, very good one. If he gets this off, I'm going to be God fucking damn it. Grug insta kills the Scorpec Destroyer Lord. Does Grug actually say that? Because then that creates a little bit of funny RP. Damn it. Elaboration, which one? Grug went to Grug University. All right, give me just a second. Got to piss. Good movie. So, what did I miss? Oh, that's fine with me. Um, you guys find a God, what are they called? Yeah, it's a old Astartes bunker that has just been abandoned. Undamaged, still fully sealed. You guys are still about 4 miles from the place, but I swear I thought one of you would have died by now. Two Scorpec destroyers, fucking both of the Scorpecs had a +4 to their rolls. The first one rolled a 10. God, this is a lot of fun. I don't remember why we ever stopped. I think it was just a lack of motivation as to why we stopped. Yeah, now we at least have 2 days where we can play. One day for my system, one day for your system, which I'm going to play tomorrow, no matter how much I dislike being a character or not, because I do genuinely wish to just play. Fair. My test session, I made sure it had an end. Not for my test session. Both of you motherfuckers decided that you were gonna live. I hope you know. I really hope that Grug survives this one too, so that Grug can be transported to MR because I think you would do him so much fucking better through text.